Fresh beats. Fresh beats.
Let's get cracking.
Cooking rules. Picture just hit block. Gloves on. You lean in, you clean in. Chillin' with Mr. Will in the kitchen. It's raw.
Hello, and welcome to our very first installment of Chillin' with Mr. Will in the kitchen. I'm very excited about today's episode because, well, it's the first, and as well as it's Christmas Eve. I don't know if you can see on this calendar, but it's Christmas Eve today. And today we're going to be making some special cookies. That is a traditional recipe by Aunt Nicole, and it's her sugar and spice cookies. And as well, this is Auntie Nicole's old mixer, and we get to use it for today's recipe, which I'm super excited about. So let's go through the recipe. It's a mildly spiced chewy cookie, shortening of a crinkly top and having a surprising secret ingredient, black pepper. Whoa! So starting with that, already have my black pepper ready to go. And what else do we need? Shortening or butter in this case. Here's butter. It's always better with butter. And we have an egg. Laid it this morning. No, I'm kidding. Bought it from the store. And we have some molasses. We also have all-purpose flour, but my wife's celiac, so we're going with the gluten-free variety today so we can share with all our loved ones. And we also have baking soda. Here's our Arm & Hammer baking soda. I've been shoveling snow all weekend, so feeling the burn. We also have ground cinnamon. And we have some ground ginger. We also have some nutmeg. And we also have some allspice. All the spices in one. And we also have some black pepper, as I already mentioned. And you'll need some granulated sugar. Azúcar. That is very important for that sugar outer coating. Okay. So first instruction on our procedure. We have in a large bowl with electric mixer, cream, shortening, and brown sugar until fluffy. All right, well, I'm gonna portion some of these ingredients and we will get going with that shortly. Okay, so our first ingredient that we need to add into our large mixing bowl is the brown sugar. So I have brown sugar right here, and we need to get 1 cup of the stuff.
Get it right in there. And it's very important to pack it down. Make sure you have exactly 1 cup of sugar. Don't want to cut the sweetness short. Even if you choose to use the shortening instead of butter, it's always a good idea to follow the recipe. When I used to work in the kitchen, my kitchen manager would say to me all the time, the worst thing you can ever do is not follow the recipe. And that makes a bit of sense because, the cookies might come out wrong. Alright, so I've got it pretty packed down well. So how's that looking? Oh yeah. Brown sugar all packed down there, and we need 1 cup of it. Sorry, should have braced you for impact. No countdown required. Right, first ingredient down. Now the next thing we need is the butter.
So, butter is challenging sometimes to get a good proportion of it. So what I like to use is a measuring cup and do something known as the displacement method, which means that we are going to add water, not to our recipe, but to our measuring container, so that we can see how much displacement of the water occurs when I put this inside. That's what we're going to use as our medium to measure how much butter we're putting in. So let me, instead of explain it, show you. So first thing, I'm going to fill this with 1 cup of water. Easy level. There we go. My fluid tilt sensor is working. No tilt happening right now. That is 1 cup of water. And what we need is 3/4 of a cup of butter. So the goal is to put in enough butter to make this rise up to beyond 1 cup to 1 3/4 of a cup. So that will show us that there is 3/4 a cup of butter. We'll take the water, pour it down the drain, and then we'll have exactly 3/4 of a cup of butter. So I'll get a knife and start adding my butter. Here we go. Ugh, I'm so sorry. I hit my knee. I should know how to use this table by now. This is my childhood table that my wife and oldest Yuri recently refurbished. And now it is our kitchen table. So, same table I had growing up is the table my family gets to use for our meals, which is kind of nice. All right, so that brings us up to 1/4 cup.
And let's add around the same. Hopefully it doesn't put it too much. And now we're really close now. So one more snippet. I don't know, with me, it helps to stick my tongue in the pit of my mouth and then helps me focus. So get that in there. Not too much. Dump it down there. Oh, we're still shy. We're just below the 3/4 cup. And this last little piece. You know what? Let's add a little bit more just to make sure. Get it all under the water level.
And that is exactly 3/4 of a cup of butter. That is known as the displacement method. We displaced the amount of water and put it in a cup. So, bottoms up, drink the butter water. No, I'm just gonna pour it down the drain. In theory, that is 3/4 of a cup of butter. Plop. All right, so now that we have it all in our large mixing bowl, we are going to cream the brown sugar until fluffy. So,
this is where our mixer comes into play. Almost heavily required. So, we'll have to tilt this back, tilt your head back. Oh, gotta remember how to use this thing. Tilt your head back. Let's get our mixing piece in there. I don't know what technically it's called. Lock it in. Shake test. Good. And then put it in our mixing bowl. Lock it in. Put it down. Eagle the switch. Nope, plug in. And let's begin stirring. Feeling that? Camera shaking a little bit. A little too fast. Let's slow it down. Oh, but now the butter is all coming in. You know what? Let's get a close up on this.
extreme close up. Whoa! Yep, that's oddly satisfying. As we mix the butter and the brown sugar until it's fluffy.
More power? Just a little bit more. That gets the butter chunk in the middle. Use that forces, spin it out of there, and then we'll blow it down again. And get you back in position. And, oh, there's one little bit that didn't get in. Oh no! It'll get in eventually. Oh no! And, oh. Alright. I just touched my nose. I'm gonna wash my hands.
Oh, it's spicy. Maybe I sniffed in some of that pepper. Okay, so now that we got all that in again, it's all fluffy. And now we get a beat in egg and molasses. Ooh, the molasses. So I'm just gonna clean this Pyrex container. Molasses. The molasses. It's thick stuff. Very high density. Has a very high viscosity. That's why people say slow like molasses. It doesn't flow that quick, so maybe through the magic of editing, we'll be able to get this going a little faster. 50 milliliters of molasses. Here we go. Last drop. Doesn't make that sound. It's more. So let's slowly pour that into our fluffy sugar. Ooh, but before I do that, check out this fluffy sugar. Oh yeah, so fluffy. Tilt your head back. Stuck in my mixer. Yeah, look at that fluffy sugar consistency. Gorgeous. Uno huevo. Here we go. All right, now I'll have a look at that. Got all those ingredients in there. Ooh, yeah. There's the egg and the molasses. And 3, 2, 1, start mixing. That's looking pretty good. And let's turn it into the off position. Okay, well that's that. And now we need to start adding our dry ingredients into a separate mixing bowl. This is a lovely bowl, is it not? So I got half a cup, whole cup, third of a cup, quarter cup. Okay, so I need to do a little math. We need 2 1/4. Well, that's easy. 2 of these, 1 cup, and 1 of these. So 2 full cups and 1/4 cup will give us 2 1/4 cups of flour. Let's do it. And our next spice or dry ingredient will be the baking soda. Arm & Hammer. 5 milliliters, also known as 1 teaspoon. TSP, find out what it means to me. Teaspoon, teaspoon, teaspoon. So we got a teaspoon. And we need 1 whole teaspoon. This is 1/4 teaspoon. This is 1 tablespoon, not to be confused with a teaspoon. And that's half a teaspoon. The red one. Better red than dead. Here we go. 1 whole teaspoon. Now, baking soda is an interesting ingredient because that is also known as sodium bicarbonate. Same thing used in the volcanic eruptions that may happen in many classrooms when you add acetic acid and sodium bicarbonate together in a model simulating a felsic shield or any type of volcano. Probably more so felsic because you're going to have a huge eruption launching pyroclastic debris all over the classroom. Because when you have the chemical reaction of sodium bicarbonate and vinegar go together, they release a gas known as carbon dioxide. And that gas creates all those little bubbles. Science. Now we need to add all these dry ingredients. So we got a lot more to come here. We got 1 1/2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. Where's not cinnamon? Yeah. We will jingle. Next, we have the ginger and nutmeg. Equal proportions, 1 teaspoon of each. Okay, and now, 1/4 teaspoon of the allspice and black pepper. More? Would you like more? Fresh ground pepper, more? There's all our dry ingredients. Ooh, look at that. All the dry ingredients ready to become a mixture. Beat in half of flour mixture into cream mixture using medium speed and then stir in remainder. Don't just dump and then put this on full power and walk away, because that's not going to create a nice uniform blend. All right, so half first, the other half later. All right. Look at the plume of flour as it comes out. Ooh, get a look at this. Oh, yeah. Well, while this is mixing, now would be a good time to start preheating our oven. So let's get it preheated, and we're going to be baking it at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Meet me over by the oven. All right, so while that's still mixing, let's get this oven preset. So there's the oven. Bake 350, 25 more, 375. That should be ready in about 5 minutes. Back to the mixer. That was just one big glob. We'll let that slowly flop off. While that slow molasses is dropping down, let's get ready for our next step. All right, so while we're letting that slowly drip down, we need to get ourselves a baking sheet, and my preference is to use some parchment paper. So the recipe says that it's gonna make 55, but I did this before and I was able to get 30. So maybe my balls are a little bit bigger and a little bit thicker, but the dimensions that you're supposed to make it is, so 1 inch balls, which is like the width of your thumb, 1 inch, and we're gonna try to keep them 5 centimeters apart. So maybe the width of that, 5 centimeters. So I'll probably do 2 batches, still waiting for that oven to beep, but we can start making our sugar and spice balls. So you're gonna roll them, make a ball, and then you get to dip it in your granulated sugar. Mmm. Mmm. Okay, so let's start making some balls. So I'm gonna try to get 1 inch worth here. Roll it. Might be a little bit of a larger inch, but that'll do. And then we're gonna put in our granulated sugar. Oh, get those crystals all over it. The less you touch it, the more ball-like it would be. Ooh, look at that one. Almost looks like a Timbit, but it's gonna be more delicious. Okay, next ball. All right, so now that we have our 12 sugar and spice cookies, they're ready for the oven. So we're gonna put those in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. We'll check on at around 8.5, maybe 9 minutes and see how they're going. Okay, so we're gonna put these in the oven. Try to go for the middle rack. That will be the most even temperature or the most accurate temperature for our 375. And put on the timer. We'll check in at 8 and give it the 10 if it needs it. So that's 8 minutes. Let's check to see how those cookies are. Ooh! I think I'm gonna give them one more minute. They're starting to crack at the seam. Sugar cookies. Sugar and spice cookies. Nice. So now it's a good idea to take them off of the hot tray and put them onto a cooling rack and leave them for until you want to pack them up. Okay. Time for round 2. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Gotta make some rain. Ooh, I got an idea. I'll stagger them. There you go. A little bit there, a little bit there. There. All right. That might work. Got one too many. There we go. And here's the last one. You could even fit another one in there. And now the dishes. Ugh, so many. No problem. I'll get started while I wait for the last batch. Thank you for chilling with Mr. Will in the kitchen. I hope you have a great day and enjoy your baking. Everybody love everybody.
Fresh beats. Fresh beats.
Let's get crackin'.
Cooking rules. Just hit block. Gloves on. You lean in, you clean in. Chillin' with Mr. Will in the kitchen. It's raw. And don't miss the second annual barbecue Twinkie cook-off.